When it comes to Ukraine, and very warm welcome to you, Hannah, as well, for joining us today. Not only have we jointly procured artillery ammunition, that was 2 years ago, but we are now part of the 100 million BraveTech EU initiative, and we will match Ukrainian needs, real operational challenges, with EU innovation and know-how. And these are only a few examples. But even as we have stepped up our work, we feel member states' appetite to do more, to cooperate more at an EU level, and we have to do more as EDA. And it's now the time. Ukraine's war is entering its 5th year, and Russia is not relenting. Incursions of Russian drones into our airspace show that the threat is concrete, it's not abstract, it's there. We cannot forever rely on US intelligence, on their logistic support, on their strategic enablers. I'm deeply convinced that the European Defence Agency must now expand its support to member states. EU cooperation has never been as crucial as it is now, and we have a clear mandate for strengthening this agency.
People used to say, 30 years ago, that the European Union was only an economic giant. But since then, the European Union has also become a political giant. We face massive crises: financial crisis, migration crisis, Brexit, COVID, war. These crises have not destroyed us. They united us and made us stronger. Exactly as Jean Monnet predicted, the European community will be created during crisis. We now face the greatest security crisis of our lifetimes. But I'm optimistic. This crisis too will make us stronger. When it comes to defense, Europe is also a giant, but a sleeping giant. Together we are Europe's defense community. Member states, with all their militaries, High Representative, European Defence Agency, Commission, industries. Together we need to wake up the giant by uniting our efforts, by being ready to fight, not just as a collection of 27, but to fight as Europe. We live now in the world where might is right, as many leaders said last week in Davos. Our answer to deal with this dangerous world was heard very loudly in recent weeks. European independence, European autonomy, more European responsibility for our own defence. And the US National Defence Strategy, published last week, said very clearly, their strategic priority is the Indo-Pacific and the Western Hemisphere. And they expect us, Europeans, to take responsibility for Europe's conventional defence, because they, the Americans, will diminish their presence on the European continent. And for us, Europeans, it means that we must very rapidly build our independence. Independence in defence, without delays and without excuses. To be clear, independence does not mean alone. Independence means together. Building an European pillar in NATO, together in the European Union, together in NATO, and with Ukraine. Building a strong economy and defence together. European responsibility for defence does not mean the European Union institutions are in charge of defence. That is the job of the Member States. The Commission's job is to do everything we can to help Member States to do that job. Now we have a big bank in defence investment. With the 150 billion in safe loans we proposed for defence last March, the Commission has already endorsed 16 national investment plans and sent them for approval to the Council, and we are now looking at the remaining 3. And Member States during the NATO summit pledged to spend 6.8 trillion on their defence, if they will fulfil their pledges, till 2035. And we have also a policy big bank in defence. We are currently working with Member States and Ukraine also on Egypt priorities, such as missiles. This is an urgent priority. And I will go very soon on a missile tour, what I call, asking industry, how many missiles can you build? What are the bottlenecks in supply chains? And use this missile mapping to ramp up defense efforts. We'll organize more implementation dialogues with industry. And we will move forward with Egypt's biggest innovation, European defense projects of common interest and the structure of European armament program. Ukraine is defending also us. Increasing Russian attacks don't show that peace is very close. Our support to Ukraine is vital to Ukraine and to ourselves. As you know, you agreed on a €90 billion loan for Ukraine, including €60 billion for defense. Now I am working very intensively with my services and the Ukrainians to get ready for implementation starting from April. And we count on the European industry also to get ready to respond to the Ukrainian needs. We are also engaging with Ukraine on missiles and drones. Soon, we will set up the drone alliance with Ukraine. So, as Commission, we have created many opportunities for our defense and will continue to create them. But 2026 will be the year of delivery for defense readiness. What defines success? First, getting the capabilities we need, but also a more integrated European defense industry, working and learning from Ukraine, jointly developing our defense, and building a strong Europe. Europe able to fight. Spending more money alone does not guarantee success. The famous British economist and historian Adam Tooze recently pointed out, in the last 10 years, Europeans spent €3.1 trillion on defense. And the results? Are we ready today to defend and deter Putin? As Adam Tooze says, quantity does not automatically bring quality. I want to warn here today for one big danger. Most new money will be national. So the temptation will be to spend only national. That would be a big mistake. That would only increase fragmentation, only increase our dependency on third countries, because we shall continue to procure outside of European industries. Staying only national means staying fragmented. Fragmented industry, small contracts, limited production capacities. More money, but no production growth, would only increase prices of defense products, increase inefficiency, increase waiting times for product delivery. Of course, possibly it will increase also market value of industry shares, but it will not increase our defense readiness and defense independence. So what will? We now need the Member States to show leadership to develop European defense, European leadership, to be ready to fight as Europe. Member States set priorities for their defense, but we need Member States now to set not only national priorities, but also European priorities. Member States do a great job in capability coalitions, but some gaps are so big they can only be filled together. We need to develop pan-European capabilities, not only national ones, assigned to each Member State by NATO capability targets. Pan-European capabilities, like the strategic enablers, we now critically depend on America for, like strategic airlift, air-to-air refueling or missile defense, space intelligence data or surveillance, command and control capabilities. And we need the united political leadership of Member States in defining this pan-European defense project, like the Eastern Flank Watch. To succeed with such important projects, it's important to take swift, coordinating decisions on the highest political level. That is why I publicly raised the issue. Maybe we really need to establish an European Security Council, which was originally proposed by Macron and Merkel back in 2017-2018, to coordinate and to lead us in this major transformation of European defense. Success is defined by what does not happen in defense. Putin not testing us, Russia not attacking us. We have no right to fail. We will succeed only if we openly recognize our most disturbing weaknesses and if we are ready to overcome them. Fragmentation and lack of unity is our most painful weakness in European defense. The common market is our strength in the global economy. Common defense would be our strength in a world of power. In a world of giants, we too must become giants. A gentle giant that promotes international law and cooperation, but a strong giant all the same. So in the coming year, let's work together and make Europe a giant for our defense, united, independent and strong, ready to fight as Europe.